Why? Why do kids dawdle and drag out the inevitable is beyond me. But we have a couple tactics that seem to keep things kind of moving. Today, I want to share how we bring our children up from a young age in the chores department. I feel like I maybe bit off a little bit more than I can chew on putting this video together for you guys. I mean, I'm in the same boat as the next mama, still training and teaching my children. We definitely haven't arrived, as we are currently navigating each day carefully and intentionally, keeping in mind we are not raising robots or servants just to get us out of responsibilities. Rather, our purpose for incorporating chores is to do two things. One is to show the value of being part of a family unit and to think outside of oneself by taking part in responsibilities of running a home. The second one is to prepare and equip able, capable, and confident citizens in society, because one day our children will be on their own or running a household of their own. And I feel quite responsible for preparing them for the likely chance that they are going to need some of these skills. Again, the goal of chores is to benefit the children along with the family unit. So by the contribution of those sharing in the load, this prepares them for the future and gives them a valuable role in the workings of a family and a household. Hey there, my name is Anna and I'm a mama to 6 living with a chronic illness that has forced me to create simple solutions for daily tasks, and I want to share them with you and other mamas as we are all just making it work. If this sounds like a space you would like to be a part of, then hit that subscribe button and let's stay connected. Before I get any deeper into this is actually a collaboration with other mamas who, like all of us, are navigating this whole chores thing. These are real life mamas sharing how they are just making it work given their circumstances, the ages of their children, and their personal experiences. This will be linked below, and I think it's going to be a really good resource to refer to and to gain and glean from. Plus, it's always nice to know we are not alone in this kind of stuff. These 3 principles are not magic, and they are not fail-proof, especially with the reality that our children have minds of their own, which bring lots of unpredictability. So what I share today is kind of like a foundation that we can create as a sense of constant and predictability amidst life's happenings. I will hit on 3 principles we have been utilizing for the last 16 to 17 years. Remember, even though I've been doing this for a bit, I'm still learning. There are great days that we have around here where everyone cooperates, and of course, many bad days, as we would say, where the children kind of look at me with these blank stares as if I have thrown some sort of surprise at them with their daily chores. So all that to say is I want to share our 3 go-to moves for preparing and sustaining chores for our children. I will also share some tricks that we use to keep them on task. So number 1, I think the easiest way for me to take you through the how we teach chores in our home is for me to start at the beginning, when we are teaching while they are still little. Now this is all positive and fun at these ages. When they're around 1.5 or 2, it's all about learning that they have a role in the family unit and can contribute. And they usually feel pretty big time about this. The little ones join me on my chores, or as we have had more children, the little ones join an older sibling and work alongside them. Just remember, this is a fun activity at this age, as they like to put blocks back in a bin or carry a dirty plate to the sink or help get clean clothes from the dryer. The point here is that they are learning that they have a part in the cleaning up, and we're just doing these chores with them. Yes, it is definitely easier to do these jobs alone or for them, but remember, the bigger picture is instilling that understanding that we all have responsibilities and can contribute to the family unit. And this can start at an early age as we help them to be made aware and see that they are capable in helping. You know, our children do not instinctively know how to do certain chores that seem so simple to us. They also probably don't really care and show initiative on their own, yet they are quite capable. So as they grow and mature, we can walk them through the how-to on the chores that we have chosen to be accomplished. We're going to use the kitchen as our example room today, and we're going to talk all about kitchen cleanup. If unloading the dishwasher is the child's chore, then we have to show them where the items go and how they go. This one is still a little bit of a sticking point. I mean, I find items in the oddest places or cups not stacked as I prefer, and my advice for that is to choose your battles. Gently remind them, but those things are definitely not something to cause tension in this area. Anyways, we can show them exactly how to do their job. Even if it seems like a no-brainer to us, it's a skill they may not really have a grasp on. And by showing them, they're going to feel more confident in starting and completing that job because we've gone over that with them. The chores can seem daunting if there's a lot of unknowns, so giving a little tutorial on what's expected can be super helpful. This is going right into our next go-to move, consistency. Consistency offers predictability and little unknowns on our children's end. I'm referring to consistent daily jobs for each child versus rotating jobs with siblings day to day or week to week, meaning every kitchen cleanup, each child has the same job or jobs after every single meal. This helps the children master their jobs and really simplifies things for them. So there's no confusion as to who does what and whose day it is, because it's always your job after kitchen cleanup, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now, I have seen it done where Mondays one child does the dishes and Tuesday it's someone else's job and so on. And often what happens is there ends up being so much effort in managing who does what, which day, and if the person before them didn't do their job correctly, and that said person must go back and do their job right, which means mom is doing all the managing. We just keep things consistent to avoid all that effort and exhaustion. Lastly, we check their work every time. Actually, we have them come to us when they are finished or think that they're finished and have us check. This does two things. It ensures the job is completed and completed correctly. Being careful to choose your battles, remember, remind, show, and have them do it right, but do that gently. We came up with this because we really needed a way to make sure that our expectations were met and the children are responsible for having it done well. Now, besides that repetition and that consistency, creating a daily chore chart may be super helpful to make sure that all the jobs get accomplished and to be kind of that gentle reminder that we've talked about. We have had success with daily chore charts. It can kind of be that neutral tool to refer back to for reminders, along with ensuring chores are accomplished. So for little ones, we have drawn pictures next to the chores so they can easily see what needs to be done next. And then older ones can create their own as it gives ownership, and then that ensures everyone is on the same page. So for a recap on a daily basis, each child has the same list of chores to accomplish throughout the day. There are no surprises or switching who does what when. They know when they wake up, their morning chores are on the docket. They know the order of the day. They know what jobs are theirs and how to do them. When they finish with their morning chores, they're going to find me and have me check their work. We can then move on with our day. And sometimes they have to come back and do the job thoroughly, and that's okay, because that's a tool that's actually working in their favor ultimately, as they learn pretty quickly to just do it right the first time. I've linked our daily chores video below, which may be kind of helpful to see kind of how that plays out in our home. Now, our older ones know what to do, and the little ones wait for me to give directions. This has worked for, what did I say, 16 or 17 years, as our little ones work with mama or an older one. Then as they get older, they are taught how to do a job independently, and the work is always checked. Remember, we are preparing them for independence, and that takes repetition, consistency, and encouragement. The younger ones, ages 9, 5, and 2, have grown up seeing and knowing we all have responsibilities in this family and anticipate getting their special job or jobs. So the 2-year-old can take his plate to the sink and hot pads to the drawer, and that repetition just becomes what we do. I said I would share some tricks that we use in assisting to make sure the tasks get accomplished, and especially accomplished in a timely manner. Why? Why do kids dawdle and drag out the inevitable is beyond me. But we have a couple tactics that seem to keep things kind of moving. Setting a timer can be helpful, mostly because they can see it will only take as long as what is on the timer. Plus, there's just something about trying to beat the expected time frame and kind of makes the work go a little bit quicker. We will also put music on to keep things kind of upbeat and happy, because some are not always happy to be cleaning up. The music kind of distracts and livens things up, so that's something that's also been helpful. Now, I will say there are also times it just gets too lively, and we will do a kitchen cleanup with bubbles in our mouths. This is a silly term we like to use, which basically means keeping an imaginary bubble inside your mouth. Because when we have bubbles in our mouths, it's a little bit harder to talk and to get distracted and to cause trouble. So that little tool is super helpful. And then sometimes even just reminding them of what's to come after kitchen cleanup, because sometimes they just kind of have their blinders on and they only think that's all I'm ever going to do for the rest of my life. But that's going to motivate for those jobs to be accomplished quicker. And if there's an activity that they've been anticipating or some free time that they have been looking forward to, this is a time just to remind them that, hey, once you're done with this, we get to move on to the next thing. Guys, down in these comments below, just let me know how you handle chores in your home. I love to chat with you either down in those comments or over there on Instagram. Bye.